Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris and today we have a very exciting breaking news LEGO Ninjago video. I at first did not think that it was okay to share these pictures, but then Brickset.com, which is an official LEGO fan media site, shared them, so I guess it's fair game. We have our first images of the Ninjago City Gardens set, the third expansion to the massively popular Ninjago City line, which debuted in 2017 for the LEGO Ninjago movie and had a follow-up set in 2018 for the same theme. This, of course, is not for the Ninjago movie, but it's branded under the Ninjago Legacy subtheme, although there really isn't any difference when it comes to the actual set itself, just the way it's branded. We get some really exciting looking minifigures in this set, as well as a close-up detail of all the different shops. You can see that they included the Ninjago City Museum, which of course in the TV show it's its own separate building, but it does make sense to kind of cram it in to the set itself. What's interesting about this is that you can see actually some artifacts for the TV show in there. There is a serpentine staff, although it is of course not the original mold that was used in 2012 because that has been long retired. Instead it is the serpentine staff piece which was used for collectible minifigures. It actually debuted in the Series 2 CMF for the Pharaoh, but it's also been very recently seen for the Disney CMF in Jafar and some other characters like that. So it is a much more common piece nowadays. It makes total sense that they would use that piece for the serpentine staff. We can also get a look at what appears to be the glass display case for the Yin blade, which was seen in Day of the Departed. Now, I'm not sure if they just have some sort of other golden weapon in there, but the way that the glass is angled makes it very reminiscent of that display piece in Day of the Departed. We also get Chen's Noodle House, or at least a side stall of it, although unfortunately the set does not include a new version of Skylar, which is very surprising to me. The last Skylar we got was in 2018 for the Hunted line, which actually was pretty recent, so maybe I can see why they didn't choose to do it. But instead they came up with some random cashier for Chen's Noodle House with a specifically named character and everything. Feels like a bit of a missed opportunity to me. Then again, this cashier figure is using pre-existing robes. You can see it's Okino's robe and Young Woo's legs. So maybe it was a budget issue. They just didn't want to have to create new prints for a new version of a legacy Skylar. So they just threw in a random cashier. It is a little bit disappointing to not see Skylar associated with Chen's Noodle House though. The other thing of big interest to a lot of fans is that we are finally getting a minifigure version of the Mechanic. So the Mechanic is of course a villain that appeared first around Season 6, Skybound. His backstory was that he was working for Master Chen during the events of Season 4, we just never saw him on screen. After the ninja defeated Master Chen, well, he was out of a job, sent to jail, blames the ninja, so he's been a recurring villain and actually shows up quite a few times. He showed up at the opening of Season 8, Sons of Garmadon, and he played a major role in the recent Season 12, Prime Empire, so much so that so many people were surprised that we still don't have a minifigure for him. What is a little bit disappointing, however, is that in the show, he has a very custom headpiece. It is a bowler hat with a Nindroid eyepiece molded into it. In this minifigure, they simply just printed the Nindroid eyepiece on his face. Now, I kind of get why they would do that. It doesn't make too much sense to introduce too many new molds, especially for a D2C like this, which normally doesn't get new molds. So I can see why they did that. It is still a bit disappointing. It's a bit of a letdown from the TV show, which had this crazy molded headpiece, to just the print on the side of his head. But at least we are getting him as a minifigure, and he does look pretty accurate to what we saw in the show. So that's really good. It's not like another Bolobo situation where the minifigure looks nothing like how he appeared in the show. One other item of interest is a very special nod to classic space LEGO fans, specifically the Ice Planet 2002 series. There is an ice cream shop, which is aptly named after the Ice Planet sub-theme. So that's just a really neat nod to an older LEGO theme. It's one of my favorite space sub-themes, and Ninjago City sets have really had a habit of referencing older themes. We got famously the Galador t-shirt on the comic book guy in the first Ninjago movie set, which was such a fun shirt printing to get. However, as for the rest of the minifigure selection outside of an exclusive Golden Wu, which is in line with the other legacy sets of this 10th anniversary wave, we get golden versions of the ninja. There really isn't too many other interesting minifigures in this set. You can see that we do get a new version of Clutch Powers, although upon closer inspection it just looks like he might have a new face as compared to the minifigure pack that had him. feels like a bit of a missed opportunity here to include another prominent character. I don't know why we're getting clutch powers again so soon, especially after that minifigure is very common and there doesn't even look like there's that much changed about it. The other minifigure that's special that we're getting is a legacy version of Ronin. So that's really nice, although again, we're not getting a dual molded hat and hair combo, we're just getting his standard hair, which I know a lot of fans have been wanting to replicate his look in the show, which has a dark red Sensei Wu style hat alongside his long dark brown hair. Instead, we're just getting the standard brown hairpiece, so that is, again, a bit of a compromise, but it is still nice to see Ronin. After all, the last time we got him in minifigure form was all the way back in 2016 with the Day of the Departed wave. And although he did play a major role in the events of Season 7 Hands of Time, and actually did pop up in the finale and some other episodes along the Hunted season, we really haven't seen him that often since then, so it is nice to get a new version of him. And I wonder if he'll play a role in the future seasons of the show, because we actually are getting a new print for his body. But outside these ones, the minifigure selection honestly is nothing too exciting. We get 2 standard legacy robes for the ninja. I don't know why they keep on just reusing these legacy robes, especially given the fact that we never actually got a quote-unquote legacy version 2 robe for Zane or Nia. This is the tournament / rebooted style robe, and of course Nia, maybe it makes a little bit more sense because she never appeared in that robe, but for Zane, the robe is meant to evoke both rebooted and Tournament of Elements, and while Zane never wore that in Tournament of Elements, he was a major part of rebooted, so it doesn't make any sense to me as to why we haven't gotten a Legacy version 2 robe for Zane yet. We're also getting a ton of casual clothes ninja, like for example Nia, which looks basically identical to the casual clothes minifigure from the Ninjago movie, although it's been a while since we got that, so maybe for fans who missed that set, they could pick up this one and get that minifigure. We have like some casual J and whatnot, and honestly, again, nothing too special with these prints, although it always is good to get new variants of the ninja. And outside of that, besides a new Misako to man the museum, which is nice, we aren't getting any really special characters, and we're getting a ton of other civilians. And I'm wondering maybe they could have used the figure slots for this set a little bit better, especially to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Ninjago. Would have been real great to get the final elemental master we're missing, which is Camille. Would have been nice to get some of the other side characters that we never saw before, rather than just updates of previous characters. But then again, we are getting the Mechanic. That is the one side character that has never appeared before that we are getting for the first time in minifigure form. So I can't complain too much. As far as the set itself, it looks absolutely amazing. I will wait until I actually have the set in hand to do a full review of it, but you can see all the pictures up on screen right here. A very exciting day for Ninjago fans. And for VIP members, which is basically anyone who wants to sign up, the set comes out on January 14, ahead of an official release on February 1st. So I will definitely be picking this set up on day 1 and probably delivering a review around that time as well. Thank you all for tuning into Duck Breaks. That about wraps up this video, and stay tuned to even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. Thanks, and bye-bye for now.